Talent ID is quite an interesting topic because anyone can say runs and wickets are your currency of being a cricketer. However, it's not that simple. In that case, the selectors would not have been required. You just go chuck in all the data into a computer and the computer could go and pick your team. Things don't work that way. Talent ID also is different in different countries depending on the conditions. So because I'm talking in England, I'll talk about Talent ID in England, and I come from India where I played all my cricket. So I'll talk about Talent ID in India as well. In India, it's very easy to identify talent because the wickets and the outfields are such that a young player, when he is 13, 14, 15 also, gets value for playing technically correct shots because the ball comes on, and secondly the outfields, because of the weather, are not heavy. So the technically correct youngster gets value for his shots. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in England. So what happens is, for a considerable amount of time, a technically good young player struggles to pierce the field, especially if it's a ring field, till he or she has got the desired amount of growth and have reached, say, 17 years of age, when they're a lot more bigger and stronger. So as a coach, I got to be really careful when I'm picking players at a young age, because I cannot use the runs currency here in England till they get to a certain stage, because Jack the lad is going to be scoring a lot more against bad bowling, because he's going to stand there and mow it over mid-wicket, while young Johnny, who plays well, who is technically a lot more gifted, will be struggling because he can't beat extra cover with his drives. So if I'm a scorer coach, I'm going to pick Jack. But if I'm a proper coach, I will invest my time with young Johnny, because I know in the long run this is the guy to go for. I'll give you an example. The current England captain, who's one of the best players in the world, went through exactly the same scenario. Yeah, I am talking about Joe Root. Joe Root at 13, 14 could not bash the ball around like a lot of his counterparts. But he had a coach who knew what he was talking about and who trusted Joe Root. And he backed Joe Root. So once Joe Root, with his technique, his work ethic, reached 17 years of age, the guys who were bashing it were all left behind. And look where he has gone today. And that's exactly what we coaches need to remember when we are talking Talent ID. It's not the runs, but how you score the runs that is more important. Yes, the volume is important after you attain a certain standard, but how you score it, who are you scoring it against? Is it against Mickey Mouse, or you're doing it in adult cricket against bowlers who know how to set fields and bowl right areas? Who are you getting those runs again? That's important. Secondly, if you're a bowler, how are you getting your wickets? If a seamer is getting his wicket on the long on or deep mid-wicket boundary, I'll be a bit reserved about that. Similarly, where is the spinner getting his or her wickets? So these are important considerations to be kept in mind when we select an individual for higher honours. It's not just playcricket.com and badger away and pick someone. It's not that easy.